Good evening and welcome everyone to tonight's Village Board meeting. Would you please stand and join us for the Pledge of Allegiance? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay, roll call, please.
This evening we'll be starting with trustee Shaughnessy, absent. Stragowski,
Here.
Stapleton,
Here.
Forsley. Here. Kittredge. Here. McCafferty, absent.
So, for the roll, when we authorize him to be in, then we can take the roll. So we're gonna.
Do that first, okay.
Okay, got it. So we'll, when we take a roll call, we'll ask what?
When we allow.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll let you make it official, Mike.
The legal.
All
reads.
right. Awesome. All right,
Okay, so now we do.
good to go.
No, now we do the,
Just need a motion.
Yeah,
we need-
All right, so now we're gonna need a.
Yeah, I'll make a motion that we accept Sam Forsley into this meeting. He's on the web.
And per state law, if I just may add, per state law, he made the request, and also our ordinance. He has a work engagement right now, and he did that according to our code and state statute. So with that motion, after that time, after you vote on the motion, at that time, then you will ask if he's present, and then he's allowed in the meeting.
okay.
Okay.
All right, so we have a motion by trustee Snagowski, seconded by trustee Stapleton, to allow trustee Sam Forsley as a remote trustee tonight due to work engagements. With that being said, we're going to need a roll call.
okay. Shaughnessy, absent. Stragowski,
Yes.
Stapleton,
Yes.
Forsley. Oh, just.
No,
No.
not yet.
No, not yet.
Oh.
Janelle,
Janelle.
Okay, Kittredge. Yes.
and then,
McCafferty.
no, you have to, I'm the fourth one.
Be the fourth vote. Mayor does.
Okay, so where do I call his name?
It just, Yagowski, Mayor Yagowski says yes.
Oh, thank you.
So we have Snagowski, Stapleton, we have motion approved with 4 people to allow trustee Forsley from a remote status. Glad we got that taken care of. Are we official now?
Now all you need to do is, you can say,
Okay, now roll
take the
call.
roll for trustee
Sam.
Forsley.
Okay, just ask Sam, for just roll call for Sam. Just ask him.
Sam?
Yep.
Forsley?
Yes.
All right, we are official. Okay, thank you, Charlene, appreciate that. All right, next up, we have the consent agenda, which consists of the following. We have approval of the minutes from the Committee of the Whole from October 20th, as well as the Village Board meeting from October 27th. We have approval of disbursements from October 28th through November 10th. We have an ordinance O-53-25 approving a plat of dedication for Gordon Lane on 132nd Street. We have an amendment to O-41-25, an ordinance O-54-25, amending Title III of the Municipal Code implementing a municipal grocery retailer's occupation tax and municipal grocery service occupation tax in the village of Lamont. We have a resolution R-82-25 authorizing the release of a subdivision site improvement bond for Marble Landing, which is a Beechin and Dill project. I need a motion, please, by the trustees. A motion by trustee Snagowski, I believe trustee Kittredge got in there second, to approve this. Any questions or comments by the trustees on this? Roll call to approve the consent agenda, please.
Okay, Shaughnessy, absent. Stragowski,
Yes.
Stapleton,
Yes.
Forsley,
Yes.
Kittredge. Yes. McCafferty, absence.
Okay, motion approved. All right, next up, we have the mayor's mention. Thank you, Charlene. I believe Yeah, that is it. Oh, actually, before we get to that, we actually have, before we get to the mayor's report, we do have a truth in taxation public hearing that we're going to open up, and this public hearing is for the 2025 proposed property tax levy. I need a motion by the trustees to open this public hearing, please.
So moved.
Second.
Okay, motion by trustee Snagowski, seconded by trustee Kittredge at, I believe, 6:45 PM. Any questions or comments, or Darshana, do you want to,
Yeah.
give us a little bit more color on this? I know we've talked about this several meetings, but just for tonight, please.
Sure. This is for the 2025 proposed tax levy, as you mentioned. By state law, we are required to hold a public hearing if our proposed amount is greater than 5% as compared to the previous year's levy amount. So this year, the proposed levy amount requested is $5,002,087, which is 6.75% higher than the 2024 tax levy amount. The amount is based on a tax cap of 2.9% and new growth within the village of about 3.9%.
Thanks, Darshana. And just to clarify, I know we cover this every time. Lamont is a growing village. We are unfortunately the exception, and Cook County usually. And with our growth, again, if we did not grow, our tax levy goes up by what percent?
It would be
The inflation
lower of
CPI.
Inflation or
Yeah.
5%.
Yeah, so it's the lower of 5% or the CPI. So then, because we do have growth, which is good, because then, we're able to spread all of our costs to either be other new businesses, building buildings, or new houses. That is the additional percent. So it's both a growth piece, which is actually a good thing, and then we have our basically our CPI piece as well. So that's why that percentage is, you add those two together. So again, just wanted to clarify that. Any other questions or comments by the trustees?
Just wondering, about how many homes were built last year, do you recall?
Yeah, last year about,
About 140,
25.
Yeah, we're up there.
50,
Higher.
something
About
like
100,
that.
yeah,
I
about
mean,
100
It's not
and-
exact, but it's
about
about that.
135
About
last year.
35 new
It
homes.
includes new growth, also includes new commercial.
It's new commercial.
business as well, And I'll just add too that this is just the village's tax levy. I think there are about, 13 taxing bodies on your tax bill, and those taxing districts probably are all having similar taxing public hearings right around this time, correct, Darshana? And most of them are subject to the same property tax extension limitation law that the village is. So we're all going through the process now. This is just the village's portion of the tax bill that we're talking about here today.
And I believe, do you have news on the tax bills coming out?
Yeah, we did hear that later this week, correct, Darshana?
I think they've resolved their technical issues with the software
Again, that
Probably
comes
Friday.
from the Cook
Not from us,
County
but
from the treasurer's office.
Treasurer's Office.
I don't
So,
know if they got it fixed, but they're sending it out.
yeah, they're sending it out. I encourage, please, everyone, look at your tax bill, look at the individual line items. You will see the village. The village, so everyone understands, is basically, from a cost perspective, our police department and our public works. And the village represents, I believe, 6-7%.
7 to 8%.
7 to 8% of your bill. Obviously, you'll have, 113A, which is the grade schools, you'll have the high schools,
Library.
park district, library, the township. I believe the township, some people think that is the village, that is,
Yeah, it says town on the bill.
yeah, the town, it's actually the township. You're gonna see items out there for Cook County, probably forest
Other
preserve,
districts
abatement,
plus
yeah,
Cook
so.
County and a mosquito abatement, of course.
Yeah, and of course, and the reason why I bring that up is that Illinois has 7,200 plus taxing bodies. Each one of those individual taxing bodies has their own board. So The fire department is separate from the village, the library is separate, the park district, so forth, so on. So again, those will be coming out shortly, and hopefully they do make it. They're a little bit late, Cook County, this year, which means the reimbursement to the villages are a little bit behind as well. So anyway, take a
And-
look for
and
that.
Mr. Mayor, they're going to be due December 15th.
They're due September,
December
December.
15th.
December 15th, thank you. So December 15th. All right, any other questions or comments?
I got one comment.
Go ahead,
It was
Rick.
nice of them, they offered, we could borrow from them and pay interest on that loan for them having their problems with their computer system, but
Would be nice.
All right, so with that being said, George, you want to?
Yeah, we can open it up. This is, the public hearing is now open. If anybody has any comment, you come up. This is just for the
The
property
tax levy. So there's a public hearing for the property tax.
Tax levy.
We'll have the regular,
Yeah, we'll be later on in the agenda. So please state your name clearly for the record. Subject to the same rules as public comment. Thank you.
Laura Regal, 11S 236 Carpenter Street, Lamont, Illinois. So I have a question. Lamont's, the Village of Lamont's net financial position, I'd like to know what it is, minus assets, minus liabilities, not including capital assets. So I'm looking for how much money after assets minus liabilities, not including capital assets.
the entire
Is left.
published budget is online, so all the numbers are there.
yeah. All that information is online.
It is not clear as to
Yeah,
what that
if I could-
number is.
And
May
it's
not
not
be
a
clear to
Q&A.
you, but it's all online, all the numbers are there in accordance
Yeah,
with
it's
the
not a
rules.
Q&A.
Okay,
Yeah.
at a public hearing,
Okay.
you can ask your attorney, questions are to be answered correctly, and they're supposed to be answered to the person, what the person's asking. My question is very specific. I asked a certain question.
We can get back to you on that information.
Laura, it's not a, I'm sorry, it's not a Q&A.
A hearing is for answering questions. I'd advise you to ask your counsel for that question. Hearings are not public comments.
Given the question to the board before, so they could get you your specific question. It's not a gotcha moment.
It's not a gotcha moment. It's not a
So,
public
okay,
hearing,
how
it's
about
to
this?
answer
We'll get
questions.
back to you because we don't have that readily available, Laura. I mean, it would have been great, next time I would advise, if you want an answer tonight, just reach out to us ahead of time.
Okay, so you're telling me your staff can't answer that question at a public hearing? Is that what you're stating?
I don't think she has a laptop in front of her, Laura. So yes. Is there any other specific questions you want us to follow up on?
Well, if my numbers are correct from what I see, because you can't answer it, I'm going to have to surmise and take my assumption, and that is that the Village of Lamont only has about $7 million of that, and the liabilities equal that number. So basically, the pension liabilities right now would be the equal to the number that Lamont has in funding. Considering you can't answer that, I'm going to make that stipulation because I asked you first to give me an answer, and since you can, I'm going to put it out there.
Yeah, Laura, I would say this, we're more than happy to sit down and I'll talk financial statements with you because on a balance sheet, not everything on there is liquid. So we could have
Right.
infrastructure, we could have buildings on there. So that is not a liquid asset that we would be able to use.
Correct, and
to
I'm looking
cover.
for the dollar amount that is liquid, and that's
Okay,
what I
and
was
we're
asking
more than
about.
happy to get back to you on that.
And that, because I think the taxpayers have the right to know that liquid
Yeah,
dollar
so
amount.
your point is you're saying our liquid assets
Yes,
are more than,
are just equal to what your liabilities are, period, that
Okay.
you owe.
gotcha. We'll take a look at that for you, okay? Thank you.
Thank you. Anybody else? All right.
All right,
All right.
we good? Okay, all right, well, thank you for that question. We will follow up. Darshana, do you have that? Okay, all right. With that being said, we need a motion to close the public hearing.
So moved.
Second.
All right, motion by trustee Rick Snagowski, seconded by trustee Kittredge at 6:54 PM. All right. And so we have to do a vote on that, correct? Correct. Okay. Need a vote to close the public hearing, please.
Okay, Shaughnessy absent, Snagowski?
Yes.
Stapleton?
Yes.
Forsley?
Yes.
Janelle Kittredge?
Yes.
And McClafferty absent.
All right. Motion approved to close the
Yes.
public hearing. All right, thank you. All right. Next up, we got the mayor's mention. Again, tomorrow, as everyone knows, Veterans Day, November 11th. We encourage everyone to go out and celebrate this very special day. We have a couple of things going around town. We have the luncheon as well at the Park District. At 11 a.m. at the World War II Monument, corner of Main and Lamont, we will be having a presentation there. We will have the streets closed for a short time in observance of this very special day. Again, we thank all of our veterans for your service to this great country, and we are more than grateful to all those that have served and, of course, to all those that have passed and made the ultimate sacrifice. So again, thank all of your veterans and members of the military service. Again, thank you all. Also, next up, we want to congratulate Jason Berry. He's our community director, along with Kevin Barron. They actually, similar to what they did for Lamont, they wrote the Images of America book for Blue Island. Our Lamont book was first published in 2023 for our 150th anniversary. So we want to thank them. There'll be engaging discussion about their latest book at the Lamont Public Library this Wednesday, November 12th from 7 to 8 p.m. Please visit lamontlibrary.org to register. Again, congratulations to both Jason and Kevin. Next up, we have the Forge. The Lamont Quarries is holding a trail run festival on Saturday, this Saturday, November 15th, with a 10, 20, 30, and 60K race. Registration is open through Thursday, November 13th, up until 10 p.m. Please visit, forgeparks.org for more information to register. The Forge is also hosting the EMC2 and DePage Cycling Foundation, which is the Shy Cross Cup on Sunday, November 23rd. The Forge offers unique terrain, challenging trails, and features, and the event offers food, drinks, refreshments, beer for racers, friends, and family. For more information and to register for this Cyclo Cross Challenge, please visit forgeparks.org. Also, Hope and Friendship Foundation hosts their annual The Day the Turkeys Will Fly, which is on Saturday, November 22nd. Again, it's the day the turkeys will fly. Food sorters and drivers for delivery are needed between 10 a.m. and 12 p.m. at the Public Works Garage. Non-perishable food collection of boxes or jar items to go with the turkeys are being collected through Friday, November 21st, and can be dropped off at the bin in the Lamont Police Department entryway, also at Diggs on Canal and 3 Stories Books. This includes boxed mashed potatoes, gravy, biscuit, mix, stuffing, veggies, apple or cider juice, vegetable oil, and boxed dessert mixes. Donations can also be made through their website at hopeandfriendshipfoundation.com to provide the fixings for $15 or whatever you can offer. Please visit their website or Facebook page for more information. Today, our new 40-foot Christmas tree was installed in the Peterson Park on Canal Street in front of Marbella Apartment Complex. Very excited about that. The Marbella development is a key part of connecting our historic downtown to the West End, and this new gathering space reflects our commitment to thoughtful development, community engagement, and accessible public spaces. As we begin lighting up Lamont this season, this tree stands as a symbol of progress, a place where tradition meets transformation and where our community continues to grow together. The tree looks beautiful. Please check that out. We weren't supposed to light it until I think it's December 5th. Is that correct? We'll do a little bit earlier. But we might turn it on. We'll do definitely the official opening will be on December 5th. But it's so beautiful, we might as well have it lit up. So it looks awesome. Please check that out. All right. Last thing. So we obviously understand that there's quite a bit on social media regarding Citgo. There was a recent article in the Southtown Tribune. And again, we are addressing all of that because we, first and foremost, we want to make sure that all our residents are safe, regardless of what industry we have. Again, Citgo is not in the village of Lamont. We have industry all up along the canals. These are mainly all in unincorporated areas. They might have a Lamont address, but or they could be in one of our neighboring towns. But with that being said, we continue to work with not only those industries, specifically Citgo, but also the Illinois EPA. Again, the Illinois EPA is the entity that ensure that these entities are operating safely. They are the ones that monitor their reports and their progress and make sure everything is filed timely. And again, want to make sure everyone understands, George, correct me if I'm wrong, everything we've heard from the Illinois EPA as well as Citgo is they are totally in compliance with federal standards. Totally understand that there is data out there, there is posts going on out there that's to the contrary, and that's the reason why we talked about bringing this to a public meeting. We're going to have our monthly environmental meeting coming, this November 20th, okay? So this November 20th, probably the most productive way to operate that meeting would be to go through the data that is online to present what Citgo actually reports. And what we'll do is, I think, we've talked to Citgo about this. Citgo is more than happy to have public workshops. I think that would be the most productive thing, is to actually get people in a room so that individual, as many groups, we can address questions. And hopefully we get the questions ahead of time so we can make the meetings more productive. And those are the workshops they're more than willing to collaborate on, because they've been looking at the social media as well. And again, I'm not going to talk on their behalf, but that's where we want to make sure everyone's questions, and more importantly, it's a great educational seminar or workshop as well, so we could understand exactly what they report, when they report. We're hoping the Illinois EPA will be there as well. They are the Environmental Protection Agency that actually, ensures that everything is done correctly, and they're, if there's any reporting outliers, those are addressed and handled according to them. So we've talked to them. We've talked to both entities. Definitely Citgo is more than willing to collaborate, and they've even talked about doing whatever the workshops may be at a school, at their place. Again, we'll get more information on the 20th of when we could have those subsequent workshops. But this 20th, we will be going over basically the public information that is posted right by Citgo. And with that being said, we also we heard transparency. That's the last thing anyone wants to be, hear about, is someone's being non-transparent. And that's where we want to make sure people are educated and understand where that information is. And also if there's any other questions regarding any past communications, as far as, I think there were things posted about what happened 10 years ago or 3 years ago that might have related to something years before that. I will let them, during those workshops, address each one of those. Also, as far as, communication, of course, if there was ever an event that would, where there is a need to have some sort of, I don't want to, if people had to leave their house for some, major Armageddon event, That is all handled through Illinois EPA through their emergency management service. They're set up with Will County as well, and they would be set up with us as well. And we want to make sure we address those concerns as well, because we heard, hey, what happens if something did go seriously wrong? How would we be notified? And those, obviously, that chain of communication is already in place, and we want to make sure people understand that as well. So, George, don't know if I missed anything there.
No, I think you covered. IEMA is the organization, since the state oversees, CITGO and regulates the activities, and IEMA is the agency that would provide that notification, correct, Chief?
Correct, yeah. To the local, or to the county, emergency management on down to Lehman, so.
Yeah, and we have a fairly robust notification system too, so we could copy that over to our residents, but IEMA they have the ability through 911, through other means, but we have a fairly robust system as well. We could copy that over to our system. So we encourage everyone to sign up for our system as well, but we have to get that information from the state.
Yeah. And again, as far as, if there's additional, we talked about additional monitoring, is that something the village could do? Again, right now, we do not have those resources, but we're looking into what other, additional monitoring we can do. But again, CITGO has been very collaborative, at least, telling us, hey, they want to make sure these concerns are addressed. Again, hopefully we can get Illinois EPA out as well. We've had a couple of conversations, phone calls with them. Maybe these workshops might be during the day, but again, during business hours, so we can get someone from their office out here. But again, we'll have those signups.
Yeah, or what we can get the IEPA to do, or the US EPA even, because, we're not well-versed in interpreting the data. Could we get the US EPA, the IEPA to do additional monitoring, some activities of those natures? Something we've talked about as well.
So again, just want to make sure everyone understands that obviously this is, safety is the number one thing, especially with our air quality. And, again, if it's affecting Lamont residents, we want to be as proactive as possible. So, the 20th, and then we'll have probably subsequent workshop signups. I know we'll be running into the holidays, but we'll figure out what works for everyone. So stay tuned. All right. So that is the mayor's mention. Next up, the clerk's report, Charlene.
Okay. The first item I have is an ordinance, O-55-25, and this is amending the Lamont Municipal Code, Chapter 5.04. And this is the liquor licenses, issuing a Class A3 liquor license, to Dams on Canal.
Okay, need a motion, please.
So move. Second.
We got a motion by trustee Stapleton, seconded by trustee Snagowski. Mike, quick question before Charlene does roll call. Will Sam be called on this?
Sam should not, because he has done that.
Okay, got it. All
So,
right.
Mr. Mayor, you will be called as the fourth vote.
Got it. All right. Okay,
So
roll
it's
call,
Dams
please.
on Canal LLC that is for the business Kings of Canal, correct?
Correct. Yep.
Yes.
Got it.
Okay. You ready?
Yep.
Ready?
Okay. Shaughnessy, absent. Snagowski?
Yes.
Stapleton?
Yes.
Kittredge?
Yes.
Clafferty is absent. Agowski?
Yes.
Okay.
All right, motion approved. All right, thank you, Charlene.
That's all I have.
All right. Next up, Mike, attorney report. You got anything?
Mr. Mayor, I don't have anything.
Okay, George?
Joined in too much today.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Just a end of the season project update. I know Ralph's out one more meeting here. As the snow flew today. But, State Street, I know we approved the contract for State Street to get resurfaced, and what's holding that up here, and we hope it doesn't go to the spring, but I know winter came a little bit early. But what is holding that up is that we're working with IDOT. I know Mayor and Trustee Snagowski, we were meeting with IDOT staff on trying to get the intersection included as part of that project, the intersection of Lamont Road and Illinois Street. As we all know, that's been very treacherous and the dipping and the reason why that couldn't get included in that original project is it's part of a different jurisdiction, and there's a lot of nuances to that, but we've been working with the state and they've agreed to include that and pay for 100% pay for that intersection. So, but we do have to include that with our contract. So there's some paperwork that has to be, I know the mayor just signed that. So we're hopeful to get that done this year, but if not, it could get pushed, but we want to get that intersection included as part of that contract because it's very needed as part of that improvement. So we want to thank IDOT for their assistance because it's starting to get bad again. The patching will only hold so long.
So again, I believe the issue
Next meeting,
is,
maybe we'll have an update. So,
there's two different kind of IDOT
Correct.
districts, and again, Lamont is always the exception. I believe we straddle two different
Yeah, and-
districts, and
And once that project gets started, we'll have to use our notification system to get the word out because it will be a pain for a couple weeks, definitely, but we'll get the word out.
yeah, and good point. Again, a lot of residents do not know this, just because the road or, throughway is in Lamont, it's not always a Lamont road. Sometimes it's a county road, which means we don't have jurisdiction to improve it. Might be an IDOT road, though they always let us snowplow it, right? They don't mind us snowplowing
And
it
patch
for
it,
them
yeah.
and patching it for them. But a lot of these major roads, I should say thoroughfares, especially right here on State Street and, Main, it is that entire roundabout down by the VFW is, that is a truck traffic route by state law. And, that it gets a lot of wear and tear, and it's getting a lot of waves in it. We've been working with them for probably over 2 years to get that fixed. They've been, very positive with us recently, so again, we want to thank them. Better late than never, but yeah, it's when it gets fixed, we're going to have a little bit of a traffic, construction site there, so bear with us. And again, that hopefully is going to be,
Yeah, we hope to still this year, but if not, we'll have an update. If that gets pushed to the spring, it's better off than dealing with an early winter and having a whole bunch of issues. But we'll have
Got
more
it.
updates at the next meeting. Thank you.
all right.
Yep. That's all I have for you,
Okay,
Mr. Mayor.
sounds good. Any board reports at all? All right. Staff reports? Chief, anything for us? All right. Any unfinished new business? All right. George, next up, audience participation.
All right, thank you, Mr. Mayor. This is the time of the evening for audience participation. If anybody wants to come up to the podium. Yes. Do we have the sign-in sheet? But you could just come up and state your name. Again, audience participation.
Good evening, Dan
minutes per person. Go
Thilatowski,
ahead.
461 Wheeler Drive. I just want to throw a shout out to our Public Works folks. Phenomenal job as always, from grass cutting, snow plowing today, to putting up Christmas decorations, to improving our streetlights. When they go out and you make a call and report a streetlight up, they're on it, Johnny on the spot, and the new bright streetlights are phenomenal. So shout out to them. And also, I just want to say a big thank you to our police department. Nice job during Halloween with passing out candy to the kids in the neighborhood and that. And we had a little incident in our neighboring subdivision a couple of Saturdays ago, and they handled it very promptly and professionally as always. And hopefully we won't have a repeat of that issue again. But thank you.
Thanks, Dan.
Thanks, Dan. All right, Laura Regal. Real.
Laura Regal, 11S236 Carpenter Street, Lamont, Illinois. I would just like to say, as trustees sitting on this board, you should be trying to be as respectful as you can be to anybody that speaks with you, even if you disagree with their opinion. Trying to belittle them isn't necessarily going to look good in your favor. You should be taking and being responsible to actually looking at their concerns and taking them responsibly. Not knowing my background, I'm going to give you a little bit today. I was a chemical waste generator for a national laboratory very near to here. Also, I worked at Amoco Chemical Plant in Shanahan. So hearing some of the comments made tonight are very troubling to me personally, because have you heard of a too late device? That means when it's already taken, it's happened, it's already taken place, and the damage is already done. Okay, I think you have a vast majority of community residents here who have vastly expressed concern about what's being admitted into the air. And taking that into account is a very serious issue that should be being monitored. They don't want the too late device. They don't want it coming from somebody after the fact. They want to know when it's happening today. Not after it goes through the police department, goes through Lima, goes through everything before they even get up here, and it's going to take how long for that to even take place. They want some accountability before that. I don't see anything wrong with that. I think it would be in the vested interest for everybody in the community. My kids went to school in here too. How many times did the levels go above when they were sitting in the schools before they graduated from the school district? Were they exposed to those chemicals? How many people have been exposed to them for how long? There's nothing wrong with trying to have those things and having those numbers before it's registered with the federal government and before it's too late that the levels already went through and everybody's already been breathing them. So I think that's where the concern comes into play. So I'm going to leave you on that note. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Amy Kelly. Amy Kelly.
Kelly, 16773 Brighton Drive. Going back to the statements that you made earlier with regard to the November 20th LEAC meeting, I'm simply here to ensure that there is some village board and administrative representation at that meeting. And I know that this is not a Q&A or an opportunity for response, but you know, with regard to something that Laura asked earlier, Mayor Rogowski, I think that you said that's the kind of thing that you need to submit to you and reach out prior to a meeting like this. And with regard to a number of things, with regard to CITGO, the LEAC, the alert system, the monitors, representation at the November 20th meeting, I have reached out a number of times and have had a total of one response, and it was a geography lesson on the difference between Lamont and Romeoville. So the sole reason that I'm here tonight is to ensure that there is some village administrative representation at that meeting so that we can actually move forward with progress. That's it.
Thank you.
Dave Wilkes. Where's Dave? There's Dave.
Dave Wilkes here, 451 High Road. Ralph's not here. I'd like to comment him on finally cutting the grass down on 127th Street. You guys cut it all back. But you didn't do nothing on High Road. You took and you put rock on both sides on High Road up there. Now there's more water on the road than there was before. So if you guys can take and cut the sides of the road so you can see the stuff, there's 2 out of the 4 culverts that are damaged. They know about the one, and it's a 40-foot drop off from the edge of the road down the new avenue that needs to be replaced. The other stuff I'll keep for the 20th meeting. You guys know where I live. I am the closest house to CITGO. And all these people talk about CITGO. Mobil's right there too. And every day they discharge. Nobody says nothing about that because they don't know Mobil's there. But as George said, as you guys should know, the Thanksgiving is usually when they shut down the asphalt plants. Now you guys did take and cut 2 sections of road, you saw them. And you abandoned it 3 weeks ago. And now that's falling in and breaking off. You need to get out there and fix that road. It's getting really bad.
Thanks, Dave.
Thanks, Dave.
Carol Levis? Come on up. You don't want to?
Carol Levis, 19W675 97th Street. Here to make some comments about the annexation of 4 residential lots to a gas station owner. You guys annexed at his request. North of those 4 lots is Lamont National Bank. They own the 2 lots, the one that the bank is on and the one that looks like an empty lot, but that's actually Lamont National Bank. My house is right next to that property. I'm literally like 10 feet from the LNB property on the west side. Our well is only 140 feet deep as opposed to 1,500 in Lamont proper. And we were approached twice to sell our property. You know, when Lenny was buying up all the residential lots. Of course, we did not sell. So it would be naive of me to think that Lenny from Gas and Wash has not talked with Hercules from the Lamont National Bank. So I just want to put that out there. And I believe the Lamont National Bank zoning is like a B3, which I understand is a special use. And correct me if I'm wrong, I believe if they sell their land, it goes back to residential. Again, that's my understanding. So, and I believe Lenny did not ask for a zoning change yet when he asked for annexation. So it just kind of makes me wonder why he didn't ask at that same time. So I had thought stuff would go to the planning and zoning meeting. I was mistaken. I believe that the annexation came straight here and that you guys unanimously voted to annex those 4 lots to him, which is kind of disappointing. I'm disappointed it was unanimous. I thought maybe 1 or 2 of you would not annex land, residential lots in a residential neighborhood to a gas station owner. So I will just say that. I'd like to make some comments on stuff that I've read or heard at some of these meetings. I've been to the committee of the whole meeting, and I've been to 1 or 2 previous village board meetings. Okay, one, I believe a trustee said, of course, you know, they do not want to destroy a neighborhood. But I believe putting a gas station, which is known to be hazardous and to cause respiratory issues and even cancer in a residential neighborhood. And I believe you feel a responsibility to Lenny to look at his proposal and see what he is, you know, what he plans. I think I asked at the last meeting, I don't think he submitted a plan. Thank you. So I think that's pretty irresponsible of you as a board not to even look at what he intends to do with those 4 lots. And so I'm assuming also it didn't go to the Lamont Environmental Committee that you guys
If you
have.
just finish your thought, you're at 3 minutes if you could just finish. You're at 3 minutes if you could just finish your thought, yeah.
Well, I'll finish at that point. That's the stopping point.
Okay.
I'll continue next time.
Thank you.
Thanks, Carol.
Teddy Deemer? All good. Teddy?
Oh, sorry, did I put my name on?
Oh, yeah. Was that just to be here? Oh, yeah. Okay, you're good. No problem. Some people do that. No problem. James Sightbay? Same thing? Okay. All right. That concludes public comment, Mr. Mayor.
Okay, all right, thanks. So, again, just to wrap it up, so heard about the 2 late device, you know, how things are reported and the timing of that. Again, that's something we can address with Citgo as well as their monitors. As far as, last thing I heard, and Dave, we'll talk to Ralph on your issue on High Road. And then the other item I had obviously, we've talked at previous meetings about potentially the car wash. They've not submitted plans yet. Once they do, they'll go through a full public process. And that means it will go through planning and zoning. That means it's a public meeting, its public notice goes out. Everything will get flushed out. They've not presented any plans at all of what they're intending to do. And at that point, that is when, if they are going to do other than what it's zoned for now, which I believe it's residential, that has to go through a planning and zoning process. Again, we have not heard anything from them. And then from planning and zoning, which is a public meeting, which is typically, what, once a month?
Yeah, the first Wednesday of every month.
And that's a recommending body. That's when they'll filter through everything as far as what it's going to, what the project's going to entail, what they're looking to do. If it needs zoning, obviously it's addressed there. And then if it does move forward, it would go in front of the committee of the whole, which is the village board. That's a public meeting. Then we will discuss, if it gets to that point, just like any other project that requires a change in zoning, we will discuss it at a committee of whole meeting. And then if it proceeds from there, then it goes to a village board meeting. Village board meetings are the second and fourth Monday of every month typically, excluding holiday. The committee of the whole is once a month. So again, that process is going to take, usually when someone submits, it takes anywhere from minimum, what, 6?
For a simple project, 3 months. For a complex project, nine months. I mean, and I think and not to jump in, but this board and the village and any village, they don't control everything. Keep in mind, for a project, take another gas station, if it was, another part of town even, not only does it go through the process that the mayor just mentioned, but plans and the process, it goes to outside agencies too, because it goes to the traffic analysis, the permitting goes to outside agencies that have to deal with, the permitting, right? I mean, look at Lamont Road, for example, is not a village road. It's a DuPage County road. So DuPage County DuPage County Highway has to weigh in on, does the traffic work? Does the signal need to be modified if it's using a signal? Does the stormwater, for example, the village does not regulate stormwater. Now we weigh in on stormwater. So in DuPage County regulates stormwater. So DuPage County has to weigh in on stormwater. The state fire marshal has to weigh in on things of the fuel tanks, for example. So, we like to think around here that we control a lot, but we control very little because everything goes out for review to the outside agencies. Like we talk about 135th Street for development potential. The Will County Highway has to weigh in. The Will County Storm Department has to weigh in. If they don't like the project, it doesn't happen. So I think, we're kind of the, when
it's going into our town.
When a
right?
project is in our town, we're the quarterback and we get to review it, but other entities have to wait.
Because a lot of projects just stay unincorporated.
Yeah.
Either be Will County, Cook County, or we're talking about Lenny's, it could be unincorporated DuPage, which means we flat out, it doesn't even go into our purview.
But other agencies have to weigh in as well.
Those same agencies still have to weigh in. So that's just kind of the way it flows.
So it might take 9 months.
Yeah, I mean, and again, but the applicant, whoever it may be, they have to they have to submit that first. And specific to Lenny's, they have not submitted anything, discussed anything. So again, nothing new to, as far as updates, as far as submissions from them, zero. All right. Anything else?
That's all I have.
All right. So that takes care of our audience participation. No executive session tonight, correct, Mike?
Correct.
All right, so want to thank everyone for coming out. And again, Veterans Day, very important day tomorrow. Please stop by if you can at one of the celebrations. And again, whatever you do, if you know a veteran, please call them and thank them tomorrow. And again, everyone have a great week. Thank you for coming out, and be safe. Thanks. With that, we need a motion to adjourn, please.
So moved.
All right, motion by trustee Stapleton.
Second.
Seconded by trustee Kittredge. Roll call, please.
Shaughnessy absent, Snagowski,
Yes.
Stapleton,
Yes.
Forsley.
Sam,
Oh, he dropped, oh, no, he's back.
Sam, you on mute?
He's good.
Sam, you good?
That was yes.
I think he's a yes, yeah.
Yes.
Continuous yes.
All right.
You have enough votes, though.
Yeah, we have enough.
Kittredge? Yes.
All right, with that being said, motion adjourned. We are done for this evening. Again, everyone have a great week. Thank you.